And hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcasts. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me is one of my best friends, Arnie. How are you doing?
Hello there. Short staff today, but we're ready to talk about some interesting and really great shows. So
Really great shows.
hold on tight.
And as Arnie has mentioned, it's just the duo this week. Me and Arnie. Chubax
Yep.
is taking a well-deserved break after going through a bit of trancaso slash flu the past
Mhm.
week. So we wish him a speedy recovery. He'll be back in our next episode. But like Arnie has mentioned, we have two amazing shows this week. This particular episode, we will be discussing episodes 10, 11, 12, the last batch of the critically acclaimed animated series from Prime Video, Vox Machina Season
Vox
2.
Machina.
Lots and lots of action. We're also discussing in our reviews podcast
Yep.
the latest two episodes of The Last of Us because
Oof.
The Last of Us had to move episode 5 a few days early to not interfere with
The,
Super Bowl Sunday, which I think was a
the
very
superb
hmm,
owl.
superb owl match with football when they don't use their feet. But
Yeah.
either way,
It's,
we're
it's
very
a smart play.
happy. Yes,
Smart play.
we're very happy to discuss more episodes this week for The Last of Us. But if this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much for the view. We are plus 63 HP. We are a stable of podcasts that includes Mondays and Tuesdays a review show of either one series, one movie, two series, or two movies, whatever is out that particular week. We provide our opinions and ratings, so you will know whether you should watch it by yourself or with your friends and family. On Wednesdays, we record our very first D&D campaign, and we upload it to the interwebs for posterity. Benefit of that, you can join along our adventures, and it has been a very fun campaign. It's been over a year now. We're still enjoying every single week. Our campaign has grew, shrank, grew again. It's super awesome. And it's our very first time. We don't know what we're doing. We're having a lot of fun doing it. On Thursdays, we usually have a curated list of clips, videos, trailers, featurettes, things that content that will be coming up, down the pipeline the next few months and years. We watch them and we gauged how hyped we are about these upcoming content by saying plus or minus. Fridays, Chubax and RJ cannot have enough of D&D, so they spun a second campaign where they are the bad guys. So that uploads every Friday. So you have a full week of content. Most days you'll have a new video dropping. So please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when our new content is dropping on youtube.com/plus 63HP. You can also interact with us over our socials. Our handle is the same at plus 63HP on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And yeah, if you don't want to watch this video on demand, you just want to listen to us in the background, please subscribe to any of our feeds on your
Mhm.
favorite podcasting app. Our particular favorites are Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and what's the other one? Oh, Amazon. So
Amazon. Yep.
please subscribe just there. Right, housekeeping done. This week again, we are watching the last batch, or we saw the last batch of Vox Machina season 2. Super duper fun. Before we go to the synopsis and before we go to our deep dive review of the last batch of the episodes and the series overall, Arnie, let me know your initial thoughts of the last three episodes of Legend of Vox Machina season 2.
So I think they saved the animation budget for battles in this last batch, and it was a good bookend. So yeah, love it.
Yeah. Um, and my quick 2 cents about it is, rewatching season 1 and watching season 2, I think they're learning how to really pace a 12 episode
Hmm.
season very well. Like the first 6 episodes was there's something major happening every episode. There was a little bit of like a slowdown on
Mm-hmm.
the third batch of 3 episodes, but it properly set up the last 3 episodes for not only a nice season ender, but um a nice setup for the next seasons as well. I think their storytelling has been impeccable, well paced. Comedy is great. Animation is great. They are tackling issues that are more mature, but I feel can still be enjoyed by some kids, like a little bit of the older kids.
Yeah.
And for me, most importantly, the action has been great. Like there's
Yeah.
lots of battles. There's a lot of individual character progressions, and that's
Mm-hmm.
very hard to do in a series in a show that has a lot of main characters. So
Mm-hmm.
um that was our initial thoughts. If you haven't tried Vox Machina yet, you're really, really missing out a lot. Go get that Prime Video trial, or everybody needs 2 day shipping anyway. So it's super worth it. Get Prime Video, hop on their get Amazon Prime, hop on Prime Video. There's a lot of really, really good shows, including Legend of Vox Machina. For those that are a little bit apprehensive on watching something animated, this is one of those things where it's going to
Yeah.
be fun. Themes are layered and mature. Action is great, very violent, and um, you'll be surprised how these people think about how they battle these types of
Yeah.
monsters. It's super enjoy. So, quick, excuse me, 1 minute, 2 minute um, uh, synopsis of the last 3 episodes. Episode 10, Killbox, basically is when coming from the last episode, team, I'm gonna say team Keely. So Keely, Vex, Vax, and Keely, Vex, Vax,
Mm-hmm.
Grog. No, I keep on
Kaylee,
forgetting.
Percy,
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 uh
Vax, and Vex.
Vax and Vex.
Yeah,
Uh
that's it.
yeah,
I
there
don't know.
are,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's
because
it.
the other one, yeah, because the other one is Scanlan,
Yeah,
Grog,
Pike,
and Pike. Yeah,
Scanlan, and Grog. So
yeah.
half of the party gets back to Whitestone. Whitestone now is in a cloaking spell, very likely so because apparently the Fey realm time dilation is real. So they thought they were there for 3 days, but in fact they were there for 3 weeks. So they had to
Mm-hmm.
like really hustle and get to the other half of the party at West Run. And then in this episode too, we go back to the other part of the party, Grog, uh, uh, Pike, and Scanlan. Also now with a new gnome that they were able to
Mm-hmm.
meet, Kaylee. More
Kaylee.
with her on 23 or episode 11. Uh, because we stopped last episode with Grog in his weakened state. Challenging Kev Doc to not primarily for the gauntlets, but for the honor of being able to lead and stop the herd. So a lot of episode 10 will be fighting and Grog being beat up a shit ton. He gets
Mm-hmm.
impaled in his weakened state. While impaled, all of his friends, Scanlan, Pike, and Kaylee, were captured, being threatened. And this was where finally Grog was able to uh, answer the question that the Earthbreaker monk that he met a few episodes ago was asking, like, where does his strength come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then finally finds out that his strengths come from his friends, of course.
Yep.
He
Friendship is
crushes,
magic.
yeah, friendship. He crushes the stick that was impaled him. He casts rage. He finally gains
I
his
want
muscles back, and then
rage.
he starts um fighting with Kevdog. Still gets beat though. Until the end where or towards the end where finally the rest of the Vox Machina crew was able to catch up in Westron. So Percy Vax and Vex starts, fucking shit up as Grog as asked, and they were able to, kill a lot of the herd. But again, um, Kevdak with the gauntlets, the vestige gauntlets was a little too strong for him. So there was a couple of combo scenes first in order
Mhm.
to be able to subdue and eventually beat Kevdak. First of which was um one of the earlier moments when Grog was able to finally cast rage, cast the weapon, and cut one of Kevdak's arm, but he wasn't able to cut it through and through. So Kevdak had to rip his own arm off and proceeded to use said
Badass.
arm to beat Grog. So that is definitely badass. And then towards the end, Vex with the broom did like this ultimate death drop combo where Vex put Grog in his pocket dimension locket, flew way up so that Grog can like charge down and slash Kevdak almost in half, and that's how they were able to get the gauntlets.
Yeah.
So Grog won. He, won leadership over the herd, but he transferred leadership to Kevdak's son, his
Yeah.
cousin, and with the request to um, lead with honor
Mm.
is the thing. And then yeah, the end of the episode was a lot of partying, a lot of
Yeah.
jokes
Mhm.
while intoxicated. That was super fun. During the party, during the party, and I'm gonna bleed in from episode 10 to 11. During the party, and then the next episode, they started to just like prepare for how they go into um subdue Umbrasil. So again, they can't leave Westrun just like that. They have to fight at least. They have to use the Horde
Mhm.
to fight against Umbrasil. Use the Goldust trap. Percy being a little too highfalutin with it. But towards the next episode, it's more of just the same.
Mhm.
They planned the trap. Umbrasil was kind of caught in the trap,
Mhm.
but he was still too strong to um, to be to be kept in wrap. So
Mhm.
Umbrasil was able to kill a lot of herd people,
Mhm.
and for a moment where Vox Machina was seeming to look like they were holding their own, Umbrasil draws a new skill, which is cloak.
Yep.
Kind of killed a lot of people. With a little bit of desperation in Vox Machina's uh, side, uh, Vex and Scanlan um did so it was able so the title of the episode is Belly of the Beast. How do you get into the belly of the beast? Not through the mouth. Scanlan had a wonderful idea to fist the a-hole of the fucking dragon so that they can penetrate in, and he can use his enchanted sword that he got from Kaylee um to kind of keep him grounded, right?
Mhm.
Okay, totally skipped a most important part at the end of episode 10. Scanlan was trying to get on with Kaylee. Kaylee ropes Scanlan kind of like BDSM style, thinking that it's going to be a kinky sex session, and then he finds out Kaylee was his daughter. And then gave him a long guilt trip. It kind of builds into how Scanlan is, always running away from responsibilities and yada yada
Yeah.
yada. And then Kaylee was one of the people that mentioned that, hey, you did a lot of bad in your life, means that you need to do a lot of a lot of good in order to make up. So, thinking that fisting Dragon's asshole and then stabbing him from the inside is doing good is, I think, hey, a good start. I think it's a good
Yeah.
start. Super funny. Um, for a while there, um, Scanlan and Vex inside the literal belly of the beast was um, keeping him at bay, making him weak. So the team outside the belly of beast was able to do a lot of damage
Mhm.
with him. However, at the end, Umbrasil got really pissed and literally just like forced forced to fly himself out and then
Yeah.
piercing his own belly so that the sword inside his belly would be left out,
Yeah.
and flew away back to his mountain to presumably to recuperate.
Yeah.
Um, Grog uses the battle axe that he got from Kevdak to tag
To latch
along
on. Yeah.
to latch onto Umbrasil and fly away. And then the party follows. Kaylee transforms into big beasts, and
Mhm.
Vex has her broom still, and then
Yeah.
they fly away to follow the dragon even under man. So so that's it. They figured out that Umbrasil is in has a mountain a hiding spot.
Hmm.
A few of the party understood that they were, primarily Scanlan understood that they were undermanned, that they won't be able to fight the beast by themselves. However, with um, with Vex's uh uh with Vex's new conviction being the Raven,
Oh
the
yeah.
matron of the
Vax. Yeah.
Ravens, realize that it's their fate to kind of
Hmm.
be here and to win against the dragons, but also provided a good point that this is the only time that Umbrasil will be this weekend, so they have to
Hmm.
finish the job.
Yeah.
So also in the previous episode, Vex finally faced the Raven instead of just like questioning what all these visions are. And then he kind of realized that, um, he can see and has control over the threads of fate, meaning like the lives of the people. And,
Mm.
he needs to usher people from, keep the sanctity between life and death. The people that need to die needs to die. The people that needs to live. So he has control over that. So he kind of found additional powers of his
Mhm.
vestige, his armor. Uh, which comes in handy because en route to the the
The hideout. Yeah.
the hideout, um, they fell off. So
Hmm.
they fell off the belly of the beast. They fell off. Grog latching on also fell off, and actually crash landed with a little bit of rage. So he only has a broken leg.
Hmm.
But for Scanlan and Vex, who was falling off with presumably no ways of flying, um, Vex meditated, realized, and there's a lot of unlocked powers in his
Hmm.
armor, and then learned how to fly like a cool raven.
Hmm.
Caught Scanlan before being pancaked, and everybody was jealous of his new wings because um, Vex has cool wings and Vax has a broom like a witch. Right. Last episode, the Hope Devourer, a lot of it is just amazing, amazing fight scenes
Yeah.
against Umbrasil in his hideout. There's two levels to his hideout. The main room, but there's also like an inner room where um, um, a lot of explosive um, rocks are found in the presumably mined in that particular mountain. Umbrasil had the upper hand for a very very long time. The first part of the 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 fight scene, people would see that the vestiges has been unlocked and being used well, like
Mm.
um Vax's arrow had amazing different projections or
Mm.
projectiles, some regular arrows, some vines coming up, some with fire. So we can see the potential of that particular weapon. We can also see Keely transforming, using different magic,
Mm-hmm.
using earth to shield people from Umbrasil's acid breath, transforming into a fire monster to be able to fight the dragon hand to hand. So that was pretty cool as well. For a little bit to Vax's flight and his machine gun daggers was able to kind of like provide a little bit of damage to Umbrasil, but in the end, throughout the fight, they were still overpowered by Umbrasil, so much so that the bow and uh,
I think
even
the gloves,
the gauntlets
the gauntlets. Yeah,
of uh of Grog was taken from them forcefully because of just the sheer power and strength of
yeah.
what Umbrasil can do, including his cloaking. We have a little bit of a moment where Scanlan wants to fight but was running away, but in the end, excuse me, while Umbrasil was busy monologuing about how he captured three of the vestiges. Scanlan was able to sneak up, get the myth myth buster, myth
Yeah,
breaker,
well, yeah,
uh, myth carver,
Mythgar, the
myth
sword.
carver, um, and then was able to kind of blind the Umbrasil in one
Mm,
hand, but also do a magic slash that chopped a majority of Umbrasil's face
mm,
away, and that's how they get all the Veshers back um, and win against Umbrasil.
yeah, with
Uh,
loot.
so they found a cave within the cave with all the gold, and they're very happy about that.
Hmm.
And then they start traveling back. They were thinking about where they need to go, and then they said they really need to go back to Whitestone to
Hmm.
inform them that one, the dragons are not invincible. They can be beaten, so they need to
Hmm.
figure out more ways to beat the dragons and to celebrate, of course. The episode ends though while they were partying. Uh, Apparently, the I forget the name of the main magic weaver of in Whitestone,
Hmm.
but the main mage old lady there.
Hmm.
Um, while during the party everybody starts falling asleep
Hmm.
except for Vox Machina, and then they realize that this lady was not actually the lady, it was a dragon in
Hmm.
disguise, but this dragon did not want to fight Vox Machina. The
Hmm.
dragon wanted to help Vox Machina because of what Thordak, the main dragon of the Conclave, is doing. So he's not just amassing gold for himself, he's using this gold to unlock something very dangerous. And this
Hmm.
is not only dangerous for the world, but all of the other dragons that in the conclave as well. So this particular dragon did not want to do that, and that is where we end season 2 of Vox Machina. CA. So Arnie,
Yeah.
spoilery thoughts, things that you like, things that you didn't like, and things that you're looking forward to in season 3.
Well, I like the action. Like I said earlier, they did uh, basically save up the battle animation budget into this last batch of episodes. Um, and of course, I like how they closed it out. As I mentioned, like I think we mentioned last week that, or we predicted that they will kill the dragon, but it's the end of the season. So we'll have
Probably
to
just
wait.
one dragon for this year.
Probably was one dragon, and we'll wait months or years for the next season to
Yeah.
get the closure for the conclave. So basically, call that. So what I don't like is we're going to wait. We're out of
Yeah.
episodes. I mean, of course, uh, like the whole the grog. Like my friends are my strength. I mean, of course, it's a common trope, but it worked. So yeah, I mean, I love the writing, and yeah, I mean, I wish there was more episodes.
Yeah. I've been watching, of course, other channels do the Easter egg breakdowns and summary and reviews of Vox
Yeah.
Machina. And overwhelmingly, I've seen everybody just pretty happy about how the story was translated from a campaign that is hundreds
Hmm.
and hundreds of hours to
Yeah.
literally 12 episodes. So,
Yeah.
right? 12 times 30, right? That's barely like 360 minutes.
Basically
Right.
6 hours or yeah,
Right, so
yeah, close.
it's yeah, so yeah, 6-ish hours. It's super great. I think
Yeah.
the pacing is great. I think it's like a highly optimized animated series, not too
Hmm.
long, not 20 episodes, not too short,
Yeah.
not 4 or 6. So 12 I think is the perfect
Yeah.
range. And you are right, I think the only thing that I'm scared of is how long are we going to have to wait in
Yeah.
between seasons? So,
Especially when they have that other show coming up too. So the voice actors will be very busy. So
and I actually looking forward to it because maybe when the new season, the new series comes out, it becomes like, you know, alternating, right?
yeah, yeah,
Maybe with just like 3 months in between as break.
yeah.
That would be the goal. So that's what I'm hoping to hear, like the new pacing. But yeah, overall, like I enjoyed the themes are deep and they
Mm.
are the usual themes, like the usual um like the Scanlan and Kaylee thing, right? The
Yeah,
usual abandoned child bit. But they make it funny, they make it
yeah.
mature, they make it fresh, so like, you know, not a lot of networks will be able will allow
Hmm.
unknowing father to you know come on to slash try to fuck their own daughter, right? So not a lot of animated shows will literally fist
A drag.
a dragon to subdue them and to fight them, right? So
Yeah,
and the way that they answered it, like, or the way that they present it is not only cool looking, not only funny looking, but it works. Like
yeah.
the fist wasn't like a full rolled up hand. There was like two
It,
fingers out, right? To like practically that's more, you know, a better way to do it too. So it's like all of these light touches makes it like, yes,
light touch. Yeah,
enjoy it. Teens would definitely enjoy it, but like
yeah,
even old people that are not familiar with the campaign will enjoy a
yeah,
solid 5-6 hours of really cool animation with relationships and depth and improvement. So
yeah.
yeah, I think this is going to be with their third campaign running too. I wouldn't be surprised that maybe in a year or two what will happen is, you know, you have three different campaigns running,
Hmm.
1 month in between, so that the full year, right, has
Yeah,
some form of Vox Machina there. And I think
yeah,
I hope that's the thing that happens.
yeah. And the thing is, the beauty about voice acting. I mean, just going back to Kevin Conroy, like he was old, but he could still voice as Batman. So this cast, you don't have to recast it because one got old or one got pregnant or something. Like it's just like they as long as they could still do the voice, they could do it. So they could have this running for multiple years until they want it or until they stop. So
Yeah, you
that's
can make
good.
new campaigns, extend these campaigns,
Yeah.
and again, what we've seen in recent years too is, you know the animation part is the one that takes a long time because
Yeah.
that's actually done by people.
Yeah.
But at least the script and the voice writing, anybody can just like hop on a dark closet and say their lines a bunch of
Yeah.
times. And
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
I'm sure that they can optimize this in a way where different teams will be working on different campaigns so that we
Yeah.
always have Vox Machina. And so that's good. That
Yeah.
keeps me excited and enthused about upcoming shows.
Mhm.
Final thoughts and give me a rating for um Vox Machina season two.
I would give this season a 9 because it did have a dip like the previous batch of episodes. But yeah, I mean, it's a really tight 12 episode arc for this season. It's not like your typical Dragon Ball Z that it takes what 5 weeks or 5 episodes to finish one Kamehameha wave or something like that. So so yeah, it's very tight. Uh, and yeah, well, of course, well acted. And yeah, animation vast improvement from season one. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for now. Yeah,
I too will be giving it a 9 out of 10. It's kind of like, yeah, it's almost a masterpiece. Like it's hard to get like a masterpiece rating, but the highest of the nines that I can get because of the entertainment factor, the
hmm,
fun factor that gave me. You're 100% correct. It's well paced. Like it's great. Like I am
yeah,
wanting it week on week, but I am not in pain
yeah,
because like Last of Us. it's sometimes painful to wait that week, right? It's hurts.
But you kind of have to.
We're gonna have, yeah, I totally understand. But this one is
We'll
like,
get there.
it's lighthearted. It's
Yeah,
again, animation. I'm still impressed with animation.
yeah,
Always impressed by the voice acting,
yeah,
not only by the main cast, but all of the cameos and ancillary
yeah,
cast. These are like amazing, not only vocal artists but like celebrities themselves,
yeah.
and makes it
Exactly.
like a another layer of enjoyment that we will
Yeah,
enjoy. But also like, yeah, it's good fun. It's This is how I want my fantasy adventures.
yeah,
Has the standard fantasy fare. You have the
yeah,
standard tropes. Friends are my strength.
yeah.
Face your fears. Is
Mm-hmm.
it fate? Is it destiny versus free will? Yada yada. All of
Mm-hmm.
these tropes we find everywhere, but it's done in a fun, fresh,
Yeah.
artistic way. So I'm giving
Plus,
it a
yeah. Plus the release schedule. I mean, it's either the Netflix model, which is everything's there, or you do week to week. The fact that they do it by three, so it's like what, 4 weeks of content,
9.
but we got 12 episodes. For this kind of content, you do need that grouping.
Mm.
It's kind of like what Android did. Like every 3 episodes is different theme.
Yep.
So yeah, we could have. Yeah, it's smart on Amazon for doing that. I mean, because normally they could have just released everything or do it week by week.
Yep.
So yeah.
No, this is, again, I'm always like, most of the shows that we watch, I'd rather binge. I'd rather
Hmm.
watch it on in my schedule. But this
Yeah,
is a nice middle ground that we can see that this can work. Groups,
yeah,
again, Andor,
yeah.
Vox Machina. There's there other few series that does the few episode model. Like I'm watching Physical 100 on Netflix. They
Mm,
drop like two episodes, then one. So this method,
yeah.
this again, all the decisions that they made with this particular franchise has been very sound and
Mm,
makes me a fan and makes me want to watch. Makes me not only watch, but hey, buy merch.
hmm.
Right? If I see cool merch, I'll buy it too. So, yeah, that is my reading. Your final goodbyes, my guy.
Well, I mean, it was so long for now. Vox Machina. Hope to see you soon, like next month.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's we're very sad to close out a series, but we're looking forward to season 3, but also looking forward to the campaign 2, the Mighty Nine, new season as well. So we're very, very excited about that. So, behalf of Chubax, who's not here, Arnie, who's here with me, I am one of your hosts, Strong. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or also like subscribe to us to our podcast. It helps us grow this channel so that we can reach more like-minded people who like content. Um, with that, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.
peace.